don't know where to go anymore. I have no home. I have...
Living in my car with a newborn, well, an infant.
Welcome back, fellas. For years, we were told modern women didn't need men. Independence was the goal. Freedom was the promise. But now, thousands of women are turning to TikTok, not to brag about success, but to confess their struggles. Bills piling up, relationships broken, single motherhood hitting harder than expected. These are the real stories, the ones no one wanted to talk about. Welcome to Modern Man. Let's take a look at what happens when I don't need a man meets reality.
I got fired from my job. I've separated from my husband. I just got a new apartment, and now I'm door dashing. I live in a small town, so I don't expect to make enough, okay? But we're doing this until we can find an actual job. And then once I find an actual job, I'm probably still gonna door dash just to have, like, something to fall back on. Who knows? I might use it to pay off debt. No, because Lord knows I got a lot of that. But anyway, yesterday I made $80, and today I started door dashing probably around like 9:30, and I stopped around like 11:30. I've made almost $50 this morning. We're on our grind, we're on our hustle, we're just trying to make some money, living off caffeine and dreams, baby. You know, I really think that these people were trying to plot on me earlier, because they put on there, leave the food on the porch. Okay, so I walk up these steps, the door's already kind of open, and I go to put the food on the porch, but I see that the house, so it's very cluttered on the porch, and the floor is caving in. So I just very easily pushed the food up there. I was like, I'm not stepping on that. I'm not falling down in that thing. They're trying to make me die.
This moment highlights a growing trend online. People publicly celebrating choices that come with serious consequences, while downplaying the challenges ahead. Many of these patterns can be traced to the rise of modern feminism, which has encouraged independence and self-prioritization. While empowerment is valuable, in some cases it has also led to a disregard for the impact of personal choices on children, families, and long-term stability. And when we look at national divorce statistics, a significant portion of divorces are initiated by women, a reflection, perhaps, of the cultural shift toward prioritizing personal freedom over traditional responsibility. Women believe youth and beauty give them unlimited options and time, but reality proves that without choosing wisely early on, those options eventually disappear. Leading us to our next clip.
I'm sure this season is very hard for many people, but I'm just gonna start sharing what I've been going through, and what I'm currently going through right now is living in my car with a newborn, well, an infant, 4 months old, 4 months postpartum, and living in my car for the last 2 months has been extremely difficult and overwhelming, and there's days where I just want to throw in the towel and give up, but I can't, because I have a baby, and I wouldn't want her to give up either. So I guess this message is, if you have a daughter, then be the man that you would want your daughter to date. And if you have a son, be the woman that you would want your son to date. Set the standard, be the example. And honestly, stay out of relationships. Focus on your relationship with the Most High God. That is your husband. That is who you build a relationship with. That is who you build your solid ground and foundation on.
In this clip, we're seeing a young woman in her car with her child, explaining how she's now homeless. She's crying, clearly remorseful, and reflecting on the decisions that brought her here. She turns to faith. And while this is heartfelt, it's part of a common trend we're noticing. Women who hit the wall often turn to religion or spirituality to try and fix the consequences of the choices they've made, hoping, consciously or not, that some man will come along to shoulder the burden they've created. But the culture is changing. Men are adapting to the system feminism has built, and the traditional knight in shining armor no longer exists. The dating pool is shrinking, and many men are opting out entirely. As a result, women, young and old alike, are increasingly facing hardships like homelessness and financial struggle, situations that could have been avoided if they had settled down with a responsible partner when they had the chance. Many did have that chance, but chose someone flashy, someone unreliable. And now, reality is hitting hard. Let's take a look at this next clip.
Today I'm going to the free food pantry. I have been unemployed since the end of March and have not been able to find a job. My rent is going up to $1,800 next month, and my unemployment is also ending next month. Literally, I have $800 left for the month of October. It's crazy to think that last year I was literally making six figures. The last few years I've been making really good money, and now I am below the poverty line. It's really it feels like such a Job season to me, where I'm really just finding time to lean into God, lean into what He wants me to do, and just trusting and hoping and praying that He comes through, that all the bills get paid, that everything works out, and that He provides. I grew up dirt ass poor, and my biggest fear my whole entire life was going back to being poor again. I did everything in my power to not get back to that place. So poor, we were homeless for a while. We were living in the women's shelter, rats in the house, poor. And here I am living out my biggest fear. And that's okay, because I have God by my side. Everything's going to work out. And God, whatever He takes away, He restores times two. So this is going to be one hell of a testimony.
More and more, we're seeing women post stories like this, stories of struggle, hardship, and regret. Many of these women have fallen for the promises of modern feminism, the idea that you don't need a partner, that you can be a completely independent woman and live life on your own terms. And while being single isn't inherently wrong, there's no denying that today's system has made it easier than ever in our society to be independent. In times past, women relied on the family unit for survival. Dependence on a partner wasn't a limitation. It was a safeguard against poverty, famine, and homelessness. Now, we're beginning to see the realities of independence in a society that is increasingly difficult to navigate alone. These stories reveal the cracks in the promise of total independence, and they also highlight how men are adapting. Biologically and socially, men can often endure harder labor, adapt to changing circumstances, and survive challenges that women now increasingly face alone. This is the shifting landscape of modern relationships, independence, and survival, and it's something every man should be aware of. Take a look at this next example.
Hey guys, so recently I've really been struggling. This is so embarrassing for me to say, but so I lost my job because the job that I worked at for almost 6 years got new owners, and they felt that they paid me too much for what I do. So they told me to find another job. And right now I'm really struggling. I literally can't even afford to buy my son diapers, and I feel like such a shitty mom. But I was just hoping that if you guys come on here and like and follow and do all the stuff, then maybe I can make some money on this app, and then I could join an affiliate program or something, do something online. I have no background, I have no career, I never went to college. Well, I did, but I couldn't afford to finish. I don't know, I have a lot more to say, but my storage is very low on my phone, so thanks.
Today's a fucking hard day. I don't know where to go anymore. I have no home. I don't even know where to go anymore. All I keep doing is driving back and forth on highways. We spend all our time in the car.
I can't even cook for him anymore because it's getting colder outside. I try to do my best, but where am I going? Where am I going? I'm either driving to a friend's cabin, which is 3 hours away, or I'm driving to a campground, which is $38 a night and has showers. Either way, I'm spending money. Inconvenience. This is inconvenience. They evicted me. I was just starting a new business. Hoping to build a financial future, and now all that debt I'm carrying with me too. Crazy. City of St. John's.
And we at Modern Man don't like seeing anyone in distress. But it's important to point out how modern culture and the way equality is often sold have left many people, especially women, feeling lost and unsupported. What often begins as confidence and independence can turn into exhaustion and regret, especially as the economy tightens and the cost of living climbs. Men are struggling too, but history shows that men tend to adapt by finding purpose through responsibility, teamwork, and perseverance. Humanity works best when both men and women complement each other, instead of competing against one another. Unfortunately, women are the ones initiating the divorces, according to the data. Women are rejecting the average working man. Women don't want to work together. And so we must adapt and find peace in our own solidarity, surviving and even thriving, just like many of the men did throughout history.
Well, today was the day that I finally broke. I put the kids in the car, sent them with whatever fucking snacks we had to school. The girls walked, brought the boys to school, and I got pulled over by a fucking state trooper on the highway. And I'm telling you, like, I am so tired of being stuck in survival mode. Like, the truck's on E, and it's like as soon as I have money, it fucking goes. We need soap, we need toilet paper, we have to go. Like, it all just fucking adds up, and it's like it never fucking ends. But what the fuck is this world that we're living in? Like, I can't breathe. I really fucking can't breathe. I'm so overwhelmed, and I just need things to fucking get better, and they're really not. They're just really fucking not.
Okay, y'all, I need some pro tips for tonight. Sleeping in my car last night was freaking miserable. I had sweat just rolling, and it had been that way all week long. Only thing I can think about is we had some rain and the humidity, and it's not going to be any better tonight. And if you're from the South, you know that you can't just roll down a car window, open a door to your house or window to your house. You're fixing to get eat up with mosquitoes, gnats, any kind of flying creature, or you're fixing to let some snakes in. So if any of my fellow car campers, anybody has any tips on a rechargeable or battery operated fans, air conditioners, anything, if you could please leave it in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it.
It's honestly sad to see so many women struggling, homeless, exhausted, and broken after believing the lies of modern feminism. They were told they didn't need men, that independence meant happiness, and that family life was a trap. But now the reality is setting in. Life is hard alone. The truth is, most would have been far better off building with a good man, raising a family, and weathering life's storms together as a team. Feminism sold freedom, but what it delivered was isolation and instability. Yet when you look at the new generation of women in their 20s, partying, chasing clout, acting like there will be no consequences, it can be hard to feel sympathy. They're walking the same path, ignoring the warnings, and it's only a matter of time before the cycle repeats.
I am struggling so much more than I would ever like to admit. We moved into this van back in June. We got it livable, so plumbing, electric, and we had hopes to just start traveling because the excitement of just living in a van was so strong. It's not finished. It hasn't been worked on really since June. We've just been running into so many issues, you know. Our business is not bringing in enough income to what we are spending at the moment. We did take out a few loans to get it started and get it livable, to hit the road. And now we're just running into a lot of issues where it's just like one thing after another after another. You know, the business isn't doing as well as I would like. We have a coolant leak that needs to be fixed, and we can't really drive anywhere with that being had, and I have no idea how that much is going to cost. We're like $5,000 in debt. I'm just really fucking having a hard time. I mean, I'm looking into jobs in the area. You know, right now we're kind of unfortunately planted in Knoxville, Tennessee, which was never in the cards. Hi, baby. Oh, I love you too. Yes. I'm really not trying to always have this page be like a sob story, but like this is just the reality of the situation I'm in. And I made this page to tell my story. And it's currently where I am. Any help from you guys, I'm not asking for handouts. I'm asking for life advice, what you guys would suggest. If you guys have been living in your van for a long time, if you've run into situations like this, like what are the things that you guys have done to help your situation? Because I want to do those things.
So I just got my eviction notice, the real one. They warned me that I would be getting it, but I just got it in the door. I don't know what to do. I'm just panicking. Please pray for me.
Pregnant, hungry, and no way to get any food. My gas hand is on E, and I'm trying to DoorDash, and I don't have the gas to make at least $100 for the payout tomorrow.
I don't know who's out here living the American dream, but I can tell you one person who isn't, and that's me. I have 4 kids, and I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm still struggling. My full-time job, I'm a 911 dispatcher. My other 2 jobs, a waitress. The American dream should not be this hard. I should not have to be working my life away, being away from my kids. You know, sometimes I have to pick. Am I going to pay my electric bill? Or am I going to buy groceries? Because my kids need to eat. This is not the American dream. I'm so tired of struggling. You know, so many people are going to working multiple jobs just to pay for a house to sleep in. Just to put their head down at night. This is not the American dream. Not my American dream. That's why I started posting here on TikTok. So hopefully I can slow down some so I can spend time with my kids. Life shouldn't be this hard. I know one person that's making 6 figures and they're still struggling. Why's it gotta be so hard? Anyways, if you want to help this mama out from struggling, you know what to do. I'm headed into work at Buffalo Wild Wings today. I have to work a double, say a prayer, I make some money.
And that's all for today's video, fellas. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to mock or celebrate anyone's downfall. It's to learn from what's happening in real time. The modern world is changing fast, and the lessons we see online every day say a lot about where relationships, responsibility, and values are headed. If you got value from today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Modern Man is still a fairly new channel, and every bit of support means a lot as we build this community together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.